The Scotch Law Award, instituted in 2022, is a non-competitive award and conferred on those who have made exemplary contributions and have had a definitive impact to the field of law. It celebrates and salutes India's leading luminaries in the legal field who have gone beyond their call of duty to make contributions to law and jurisprudence. The roll of honor for exemplary service to law, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Senior Advocate and member of the Rajya Sabha. Many congratulations. Dr. Singhvi is an eminent jurist, an author and a parliamentarian, the youngest designated senior advocate at the age of 34, the youngest additional Solicitor General of India at 37, and the youngest elected Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association. It's unfortunate that he couldn't join us in person today. Shri Aman Lekhi, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Mr. Aman Lekhi's impeccable character and extraordinary ability to argue difficult legal issues with ease and lucidity make him stand out from his peers. His unmatched legal acumen was on display during his tenure as the Additional Solicitor General of India and the Supreme Court. His arguments have always brought a unique perspective to legal proceedings.
Well, I'll be brief. To be reckoned with luminaries of far greater repute is a truly humbling experience. It makes it very special. Thank you very much for getting me here. Thank you.
Many congratulations, Mr. Lekhi. Mr. Arvind Datar, Senior Advocate, Madras High Court, joins us virtually over Zoom. If one happens to look for a lawyer with foresight and one who is also a great planner, there are perhaps few better choices than Mr. Datar. He is one who's always ready to accept change and move on rather than wait for the tide to turn. A prominent senior advocate with more than 30 years of practice at the Madras High Court and Supreme Court, he is a renowned authority on tax, company and constitutional matters, having authored several highly regarded legal commentaries. Mr. Datar.
Congratulations, Mr. Datar.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for conferring this award on me. It is particularly a privilege to be in the presence of Justice Venkataramani and Fali Nariman, and also at a function where the spirit of Solicitor is also there. It's a truly humbling experience. Thank you so much.
Many congratulations, Mr. Datar, and thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Aryama Sundaram, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Mr. Sundaram is recognized by his strength, which lies in his ability to think originally, making him easily stand out in the courtroom. He is a huge believer in the freedom of speech. He successfully appeared for Khushwant Singh and secured the release of his book, which had been injuncted on the ground of invading privacy of a particular political luminary. Interesting points of his career include a medical malpractice suit, one of the first of its kind in 1986. The case was filed and fought at a time where there was no kind of consumer protection law available. The trial lasted more than 5 years when in 1993 the client was awarded 17 lakh rupees as compensation along with interest, the total sum of which was 31 lakhs. An unprecedented settlement for the first time in India. Many congratulations, Mr. Sundaram.
Thank you, Mr. Kocher and the Scotch family. It's always a feeling of great gratitude and a feeling of wholesomeness when your peers recognize anything you've done. So for whatever I've done, if this is the recognition, thank you very much.
Mr. Cheema, Principal, JC Law. Jatinder Cheema has worked extensively as a legal practitioner in various high courts of India, the Supreme Court of India, regulators as well as arbitral tribunals. He's diversified experience in litigation and dispute resolution. He's assisted the Parliament of Canada as a legal counsel on an ethics investigation and drafted free zone laws of a Middle Eastern country. Many congratulations, Mr. Cheema. Not many know this, but he's licensed to practice in over 19 jurisdictions.
Thank you, Scotch Group. Thank you, Mr. Kocher. I just want to take a moment for all the hours that we spend in our offices. I would like to thank my family, which is here, because they contribute a lot in what we do. Thank you very much. And those of you who know Samir is a great foodie. And every Sunday on LinkedIn, I look forward to a new recipe that he posts. So if those of you are connected with him, please look forward to that. Thank you.
"50 years. 50 years is a long time. And our next awardee completes 50 years at the Supreme Court this September. Mr. Kapil Sibal, Senior Advocate and member of the Rajya Sabha. Mr. Sibal wears several hats, that of a lawyer, a politician, and a poet. He was the Additional Solicitor General of India between 1989 and 1994. He was the only lawyer to appear in the Parliament of India and successfully defend a Supreme Court judge during impeachment proceedings. Between 1995 and 2002, he served 3 times as the President of India's Supreme Court Bar Association and made a reputation for himself as a lawyer who defended individual rights against the government. His first cabinet level assignments were in 2006 when he took on the portfolios for both science and technology and ocean development. In 2009, he became the Minister for Human Resource Development and effected large-scale education reform. Many congratulations, Mr. Sikri.
I recall your term as the IT Minister and all the changes you brought about in Department of Posts and the Project Arrow.
We tried a lot of things. A lot of things are working today, so I'm very happy for that. But thank you very much for this recognition. I really appreciate it. The Scotch family.
Rohan, thank you.
Dr. Lalit Bhasin, Managing Partner, Bhasin and Company. Dr. Lalit Bhasin started his law practice in 1962 and developed Bhasin & Co. as one of the largest law firms in India. His leadership skills were recognized very early. At the age of 33, he became the youngest chairman of the Bar Council of Delhi. He was awarded an honorary membership of the IBA in Melbourne in 1994 for outstanding service to the legal profession, and later went on to serve as its Secretary General. He further went on to become the president of the Inter-Pacific Bar Association. It has been his vision to see Indian law firms compete with the best in the world. Many congratulations, Dr. Bhasin.
During 60 years of my law practice, I must admit I have received hundreds of awards and certificates of recognition because of various positions that I have been holding in the bar. But this particular award stands out for 2 reasons. Firstly, I have never been recognized by a think tank of the caliber of Scotch. And secondly, I could never imagine or perceive that I would be receiving this award on the same platform as Honorable Justice Venkataramani, Mr. Solicitor, Mr. Nariman, and others would receive the award. Thank you.
Let me share this thing with you about the Scotch Award. When we did the first award, the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand then was Shri N.D. Tiwari. He got the award for what he did for the state, and the lady awardee, Grassroots Person of the Year, was a lady called Surajna Devi, who was a Gram Pradhan, again from Uttarakhand, and they got the award on the same platform for the reason that God gave him the ability to solve a problem at whatever scale, and he did. And God gave her the ability to solve a problem at a village scale, and she did. Both are equal.
Miss Pinky Anand, Senior Advocate and former Additional Solicitor General, could not be with us this morning. She has been conferred the SKOCH India Law Award for her services to law. Many congratulations, Madam. Mr. R. Venkataramani, Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of India, has established himself as one of the most erudite and astute lawyers in India, dealing in matters as varied as constitutional law, environmental law, taxation, tribal rights, child and women's rights. Former member of the Law Commission of India, Mr. Venkataramani has completed 42 years of practice in the Supreme Court. He was also a special senior counsel for various departments of the Government of India in the Supreme Court and High Courts between 2004 and 10, and has been an acting counsel of the Supreme Court in matters about the service conditions of employees of the court. He's actively involved in framing laws for several states in India. Many congratulations, Mr. Venkataramani.
He wishes to say a few words to all of us.
My gratitude to my parents and my great guru, Professor Padma Bhushan Madhav Menon, who made it possible for me to come to Supreme Court, and my partner in life, whom I call fondly my editor-in-chief, Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi. And sharing my gratitude to all, and in the company of just Venkatachalaya, fond memories I can talk about in great length. And since we all talk about being part of the great family of a nation, I just want to share a few thoughts. While I finished arguing the hijab case at the Karnataka High Court, I traveled to Jodhpur, and sitting in the airport, my mind was so restless about the phenomena unfolding in our country and certain very matters of common concern. So I wrote a small piece which I wanted to share with you, and it was called, I call it the Call of Motherland. I may not be a great poet as Mr. Kapil Sibal is, perhaps in times to come I can match with him. And this is what I wrote. O nation of great mind and thoughts, of past so long and cradles many, that nurtured knowledge of shades many, many. O nation of peoples with ancient roots, with entanglements thin and bosoms large. O nation that knows the dark divisions of faith and caste, like spider webs, can trip and trap. O nation of many tongues and cultures, faiths and creeds, in blend and bonds of fibers strong, why bleed our minds? Why freeze our hearts? Why fence our homes with petty thorns? Swords once drawn or poison strong, words once dropped or slipping weeds. Fold all your clashes. Little divides with constant chases can grow to seismic sizes quick. In composure do all things flourish. Little skirmishes do dissolve. In common pursuits of common weal, little skirmishes do dissolve. O nation of paths in beauty drawn, in common resolve of love for all, let our oars do swing and hail all life. I thank you for this occasion. Thank you so much.
Mr. V. Sudhish Pai, Senior Advocate, the High Court of Karnataka, a distinguished jurist and acclaimed author specializing in constitutional law and administrative law, having been at the bar for over 38 years. He was also government advocate of the High Court of Karnataka and handled important and sensitive litigation on behalf of the state. He is a contributor to the Restatement of Indian Law on Legislative Privileges, a project of the Supreme Court, a renowned author whose writings have been quoted at the Supreme Court and High Courts due to his academic profoundness. He is often referred to as a legal philosopher. Many congratulations, Mr. Pai.
All that I can say is that this recognition is very humbling and gratifying. Thank you so much.
Justice flows from you, my honorable lordships. The roll of honor for exemplary service to law for honorable lordships. Justice A.K. Sikri, former judge of the Supreme Court of India. An eminent jurist and a former judge of the Supreme Court of India, Justice Sikri was sworn in as a Supreme Court judge on 12th April 2013, earlier serving as the Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court. Presently, he is an international judge at the Singapore International Commercial Court, Singapore Supreme Court. He was sworn in to the post in August 2019 by the President of Singapore. He is also the chairperson of the News Broadcasting Standards Authority. He specializes in constitutional cases, labor service matters, and arbitration matters. Many congratulations, Justice Sikri.
Thank you very much, Scotch family, for honoring me. When you were mentioning about Scotch, two things which you said and which I digested and grasped immediately was you mentioned about the neutrality, and you said the respect which you have gained or which you have achieved over a period of time. I think these are the two important attributes of any good judge also. If I have been neutral in my life and if I have earned some respect while performing the functions of a judge, then thanks for this award. Thank you very much.
You also earned gratefulness of a nation.
Many congratulations, sir. Justice Ananga Kumar Patnaik, former judge of the Supreme Court of India. Justice Patnaik enrolled with the State Bar Council of Orissa in 1974 as an advocate. He practiced in the High Court of Orissa and subordinate courts and tribunals in the state. From 89 to 90, he was a standing counsel for Orissa State Road Transport Corporation, and he served in the Commercial Tax Department of the Government of Orissa between 1990 and 1994. He was elevated as an additional judge of the High Court of Orissa in January 94. Subsequently, he was transferred to the Guwahati High Court, where he became a permanent judge in 1995. He became the Chief Justice of the High Court of Chhattisgarh in 2005 and later that of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. During his tenure as the Chief Justice of both states, he was known for his bold arguments and was seen to be a judge who was pro-poor and strongly supported the underprivileged classes. He served the Supreme Court of India between November 2009 and June 2014. Many congratulations, Justice Patnaik.
Good afternoon to all of you. When I was about to retire from the Supreme Court in 2014, Mr. Sibal, who was then the Law Minister of India, came to my house one day and said, "We'd like to have you in a very important assignment." I think you recollect that. And I told him, "Mr. Sibal, after retirement as Judge of the Supreme Court, I don't think I should take up any assignment." Soon thereafter I retired. That's when the government had changed. And Mr. Solicitor gave the first reception in my honor after retirement in the India International Center. Then two ministers of the Modi government sat on my table. One was Mr. Jaitley, then the Finance Minister. The other was Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, the Law Minister. They came and sat beside me and said, "Would you like to take up any government assignment?" I was reminded of what I had told him. I said, "Sorry, both of you, I would not like to take up any government assignment," because I thought then, after Supreme Court, what assignment? That was my approach. And then I always never thought that I would be given an award by anybody. I was not expecting the award also. Years passed by, and then suddenly this award is offered by them. I became very curious And that day I opened up the pages and I found Chief Justice Venkataramani's name there. Lifetime achievement. And mind you, Chief Justice Venkataramani was the Chief Justice who cleared my name for a judge of the Supreme Court way back in 1993. And he told my wife later on in Guwahati when he came as the chairman of Human Rights Commission, when he came as a Chief Justice of India, he was the first person whom I cleared below the age of 45. After ascertaining from your Chief Justice that he was exceptional. And I hope one day he comes to the Supreme Court of India. When I saw Chief Justice Venkataramani's name as receiving the award, because we judges are very suspicious about who is giving me the award. And I, for one, who was doing a lot of arbitration cases, I thought, I hope some party is not trying to influence me by giving an award. Then I ascertained and I found the credibility of this SKOCH and Mr. Samir Kochar, and I thought, yes, this is really an award given by a good jury, taking information from the consumers of, let us say, legal services, and I gladly accepted this award. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Justice Indu Malhotra, former judge of the Supreme Court of India. Justice Malhotra was the second woman to be designated as a senior advocate by the Supreme Court. In 2007, she was the first lady advocate to be elevated as a judge of the Supreme Court of India directly from the bar. Justice Malhotra joined the legal profession in 1983 and was enrolled with the Bar Council of Delhi. She also served as the standing counsel for the state of Haryana in the Supreme Court from 1991 to 1996. She specializes in the law of arbitration and has appeared in various domestic and international commercial arbitrations. Many congratulations, Justice Malhotra.
Thank you very much for this recognition. It's a humbling experience, and I wish the very best to the SKOCH family.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Justice R.V. Ravindran, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Justice Ravindran enrolled as an advocate in March 1968 and practiced law till February 1993. He was appointed as Judge of the High Court of Karnataka in February 2013 and elevated as Chief Justice of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh in July 2004 and as a Judge of the Supreme Court of India in September 2005. On his retirement day, the then Chief Justice S.H. Kapadia had said, "Friends, if you want an Indian hero, a real hero, my vote is for Justice Ravindran. He's one of the greatest judges of this court." After retirement in 2011, he has been engaged in arbitration and mediation, and while as a Supreme Court judge, Justice Ravindran delivered several landmark judgments, including on OBC reservation and central universities. Many congratulations, Justice Ravindran.
Thanks, Kocha and the SKOCH family for this honor. I thought judges are never felicitated or honored after their retirement. They are recognized when they are appointed. Second, their recognition comes on the day when they retire, when the bar judges them. I was always of the opinion there the work of the judge is over and they should not be thereafter felicitated or honored because they are just doing their work. But when my mentor, Justice Venkataramani, was being honored and I was in the same list, it was a great honor. I could not refuse. It was a great temptation, but still I would like the jury to think whether judges should be honored for the work they do as judges. Thank you.
Judges must be honored with the gratitude of people of India who are the consumers of your justice, and for the reasons of the social contract that I mentioned. it is our moral duty to support the judiciary.
Justice Vineet Saran, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, has had a distinguished career at the bar spanning over 30 years in the Allahabad High Court from 1980 to 2002. His innings at the Supreme Court were marked by several landmark judgments on reservations, including Leela Prasad Rao, Tamil Nadu Medical Officers Association, and the State of Punjab versus Davinder Singh. Justice Saran authored the judgment in PAM Developments versus State of West Bengal in 2019, and one of his most notable judgments has been that of the 5-judge bench in New India Assurance Company Limited, where he decided on the time of goods and services providers can take to respond to complaints filed against them under COPRA. Many congratulations, Justice Saran.
Thank you very much, Scotch family. I am really honored. I don't know, I am too small a person to be honored in the such distinguished gathering and among such distinguished people. But thank you very much, the Scotch family, for giving me this honor, and especially when I have just demitted office 4 days back. Thank you.
Sir, you know, I must share with you, Justice Saran is the first sitting Supreme Court judge that I ever met. That was on the day of his retirement. He'd come back after his farewell party. And, you know, I could have a cup of coffee with him to invite him for this function. And sir, while you may have been recently retired, you have given a great impetus to consumer rights. And more important than that, when you said that the government has no special dispensation under arbitration, I think it's a great service.